Hello! Welcome to our, what is this, 13? I always forget the number. And then I always say that I forget
12.
the number. It's
It
only
says
12.
12, yeah.
Alright, good. Whew. So, we are a threesome tonight.
Ooh.
Take that however you mean it. And then,
Please don't take it that
yeah,
way.
we're a good,
Me and my
clean
best
family
friend's two
show.
brothers. That's really fucked up.
It's wrong in so many ways, given there's two brothers involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's three of us tonight, not a threesome. Nikki's out. She had some other plans, and that's why she's blanked out, or she's just completely faded into blackness,
Into oblivion.
void. She's lost in
You
time
should
and
just
space.
Put like a black hole there.
Yeah. But we're here tonight, and we're going to be playing a one-off of a game that I've been hearing a lot about, and there's a demo of it available on Tabletop Simulator, which you can go on and play, but the full game is pretty hard to find. Apparently, they're not selling it in any stores. They say that it'll be too expensive to produce on that kind of level, so I
Oh.
think they're doing Kickstarters, and I don't know that they're going to be doing them much longer, so it's kind of a limited game.
Huh.
But it's really interesting. If you find it interesting, I think it's worth checking out. I will say before we get started that the demo does not really seem a lot like the real game. I think the real game has a lot more depth and variety to choose from. So there'll be some things that I think there'll be some shortfalls, but then also hopefully you can see some cool potential. I think the demo was pretty much just meant to show how the rules work, and then it kind of ends pretty quickly. But we'll check it out and see what you guys think. So before we do that, just as a reminder, we're a part of the Misscliks community, so you should be sure and check out their other great shows they have throughout the week. I'm not sure if everybody else has been on break like we have been, but we're all getting back into the swing of things, and there'll be lots of stuff to check out: D&D streams, Let's Plays, all those good things.
Yeah. Super
Exactly.
fun times.
Yes.
Yeah, there's like a scary game show too.
Oh
that
yeah.
I cannot watch because scary games are the bane of my existence. But
Yeah.
if you like scary games, there's a show for you too.
Yeah. Well, there's definitely a lot of great stuff. I'm interested in a lot of games that they play on Gutsy, like the Alien Isolation. I haven't played
Yeah.
any of those, but those look awesome. But yeah, it'd be a gutsy thing for those hosts to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. So segueing terribly into
It wasn't so terrible.
yeah. So we're going to be playing Seventh Continent is the name of this game. Some people have kind of compared it in some ways to Time Stories and actually like it a lot more. I think it is similar in a lot of ways. There's also a really cool mechanic. I really love the idea of the skill check mechanic, which we'll kind of talk about, and that is one thing that comes through really clearly. And then the real game itself is gigantic. Apparently, you can play a campaign and it could take you months and months and months to play, even if that was the only game you were playing. And then you can easily stop at any time and save it, has a really cool save feature. So we can kind of talk about that too in the closing, because we won't really see that here, but we'll talk about some of the other cool features. So I guess I could read the background, and then you guys could choose characters. We gotta choose between three different characters.
Perfect.
Exactly. So this takes place in kind of the pulp fiction-y early 1900s type of Indiana Jonesy type of adventure story. 1907. A renowned explorer, you've just come back from the first expedition to the Seventh Continent, a mysterious land that was recently discovered off the coast of Antarctica, and probably the very last terra incognita in the world. You're recovering from your adventure when, whilst reading the daily newspaper, you realize that several other members of the expedition have disappeared suddenly for unknown reasons. Coincidentally, you have been lethargic for a few days, feeling feverish and finding it difficult to get up from bed. A cold shiver runs up and down your spine. You have to face the facts. An evil is consuming you from within. At nightfall, you fall into a restless sleep without knowing that, for you, this is only the beginning.
Bum, bum, bum.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we have decided that we have to go back to the seventh continent. We are cursed. much like the dead crew members of our expedition, and so we have to go back to the island to break the curse somehow.
This was like a season in Lost, I think.
Exactly. Well, the cool thing is in the main game, you have many different curses to choose from, so even though you're on the same island, you could have a completely different main quest that each time you play it. So there's a lot of replay value just in that, even though some of the lands might be similar and things like that, you might be looking at them in a completely different way. So,
Okay.
our character choices are Dmitry Gorchev. The cards are a little blurry. I apologize. I didn't scan them. So Dmitry Gorchov. All the characters pretty much have have one special power, which is on the top. The cards with the red hand, if you see that mentioned, the cards with the red hand is like a negative state, so it's like a condition that's bad that could happen to you. The cards with the blue hands are your skill cards, and then if there's ever a card with a green hand, it's bonus cards that you can get. And then the cubes that's on the special powers have to do with items, equipment. So, for example, Dimitri, when he gets a red state card, which is a bad condition, he can discard 2 of his equipment to get rid of it. Oh, no, you can avoid discarding cards from the action deck, which is your life force, kind of. That's kind of cool. Keelan McCluskey, she can discard 2 items or skill cards as long as they have the keyword will on them to ignore the consequence step of an action. So if she fails a skill check, she can ignore the consequences if she can discard some stuff. But that makes her automatically take the action again. And then finally, Ferdinand Lachapierre. Lachapierre. He can discard an item or a skill card with the word stealth, the keyword stealth on it, to change an action that you must perform to an action you may perform. So he can stealth past something, I think. He has stealth.
Oh, neat.
Yeah. And then the bottom action is just what everybody can do. Basically, all characters can choose to move from one island space to another as a group, as long as there's a continuous chain of terrain cards. So those are your choices, and then once everybody picks one, we can read. Each one of us can read our backstory.
Well, you've played this before. You're the only one, so you should definitely be someone you haven't been before, Gabe.
I don't remember who I played. Honestly,
Okay.
I cannot remember.
What are these cards next to?
So these are gonna, whichever character is picked, they have a special adventure card that goes into the adventure deck.
Oh, okay.
So if we were only playing 2 players, we would not put the 3rd player card into the deck. But since we'll all be playing, all 3 of us have a special card. For example, Ferdinand can make a pole that can be used for many different types of actions on the island. That's his specialty, is making poles.
It's interesting. He's the only guy that knows how to do that.
You got to keep him off the pole.
That's what it's
Yeah. Keelan is a scholar, and so this is just a basic skill card that she can.
You're damn right she is.
Exactly. So as long as she has it, whenever she performs certain actions, she gets. She doesn't need to spend as many action cards to do a skill check.
Oh, okay.
Which is kind of cool. So we'll definitely get that added. And then finally, Dimitri has Nerves of Steel as a skill. So if he does a skill check, it's a mental skill check, he can actually return red state cards back to the discard pile. So he can push himself past negative conditions.
But only once.
Yeah, only once. Then he has to discard this card. Yeah.
Okay.
You could have Deb pick, and then you could try to pick the one, Gabe, that you didn't think you played, and I'll just take, because they're all new to me, so anything's cool.
Well, at first I thought Keelan was a boy.
Yeah.
When I was just looking from far away, and so I was going to pick Ferdinand because I'm the only person here with no facial hair. But ideally, I like playing lady characters.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you. We don't want to force you into a gender role.
So So I would like to play Keelan.
Okay.
Even though
Okay.
I had my fake mustache.
Yeah.
Ready to go.
Ready to
Nice.
go. I don't have any tape here though, so it's okay. All right, yeah, I'll be Keelan.
All right. So, all right. So I shuffled everyone's card in. Joe, who do you want to be, Ferdinand or Dimitri?
Who were you? You picked.
I seriously don't remember. I really do not remember. They're both kind of European.
One of them's Russian.
Yeah.
One of them's what, French?
Yeah, sounds
I
French.
can give Dimitri a try.
Okay, no problem. So the only thing that you're going to use these dice for is when you get equipment. You actually don't roll the dice; you just change the face based on how many of uses that item has, and then each time you use it, it goes down by one. So there's actually not a lot of the only
Just like
randomness.
durability.
Just
Yeah.
counters.
Yeah, exactly. So really, the only randomness are the cards that you draw when you do skill checks. So it's kind of
Right.
interesting.
Great. We know how good we are at those from
Yeah,
Gloomhaven.
exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. Okay, so let's see. What was the other thing? I feel like there was something else we had to do, but I don't think so. So what we do is whenever you play this game, you always start with the number one. These are, I believe, called. I always forget what the titles of the cards are called. These are the adventure cards. I'm sorry. The green cards and the yellow cards are your adventure cards. They're going to be your map that you're going to explore and adventure on, solve mysteries, that kind of thing. These blue cards are your action cards. That's what we just shuffled. Now, we only have 11 cards in this deck, and this is basically also our life force. So what happens is after all these cards are discarded,
We die?
No, not yet. We reshuffle them, and then the first time we draw a card that is a curse card, it's going to be one of these purple ones. Yeah, the game is over, and we have basically one run through of this deck, and then another run through that is limited by the first curse card that we draw. And I believe there's 2 curse cards in this deck.
Great.
No, there's only one. There's only one.
So we run through it once, and if we draw a curse card,
we ignore it. Right, right.
And then we reshuffle, and then we start going, and then the first one we draw, whole game's over.
Yep.
Yeah. So we have at least 11 turns, right?
Right, right. Exactly.
We only draw one blue card per whole round, or
so it depends on
every person?
It depends on the action that we choose to do. Some have a minimum number of cards you have to draw, but then a lot of the skill checks you have the option of drawing more, which increases your chance of success, but decreases your life force faster because you're using all your energy.
Okay.
So we'll kind of see. You'll kind of see how it goes. It will be a lot easier than it sounds probably. So we're starting on adventure card 1, which is going to be the starting point of the map. It says, and you always read the back if there's text first. Numb with cold, you land on.
Wait, did we read the back of our character cards?
Oh, that's what I forgot. Let's do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
You want me to start?
Yeah, do it.
All right. Keelan McCluskey, the heiress of a wealthy manufacturer. Keelan has always been passionate about herbs and plants. Thanks to her knowledge in botany, she was able to survive being poisoned by her unmannerly husband, whose greed led him to the gallows. Freed from her married life, Keelan got involved in the first expedition to the 7th continent, which she partly funded. She plans to name the first carnivorous plant she discovers after her ex-husband.
Ooh, burn.
Damn, burn forever.
Yeah, hopefully his name was Venus.
Yeah.
This flytrap.
All right, Joe. You want to go next?
Dimitri. Gorchov?
Yeah.
Blurry.
Yeah, I think
Dimitri
that's
is not too fond of talking about his origins and motivations. Rumor has it that he escaped from the Peter and Paul Fortress in St. Petersburg, where he was being held for, quote, anarchistic activities and propaganda.
Just
light treason.
Light there. He may have joined the expedition as a security expert to leave his troubled past behind him. The scars in his body and the way he screams when he wakes up in the morning say more about his story and his ability to face adversity than he ever would. Crazy ex-con.
Just wake up screaming. That's terrifying. Not even in the middle of the night. Just like every time he wakes up.
Yeah. Every single time.
Oh, Oh god, he's an alarm clock.
Yeah, yeah,
So useful on this 7th continent.
exactly. All right, I have Ferdinand La Chapelière. This French
Okay.
adventurer has been exploring the yet undiscovered territories of the world for over 30 years and certainly feels more comfortable in a tropical jungle than at high society cocktail receptions. Twice, Ferdinand was the only survivor of disastrous expeditions, which says a lot about his extraordinary surviving skills.
Suspicious.
Maybe survival skills? Because of these tragic circumstances, even now his peers are very suspicious about him, wondering how far he had to go to save his skin.
That's what I'm saying. I don't trust this guy already.
Look, all I'll say is I know that human beings taste like chicken. That's all I'm going to say.
Joe, you like things on fire. Like,
Yeah.
I'd be worried about you right
But
now.
I'm not the quote sole survivor of like multiple expeditions. That's
Look,
kind of...
technically
Yeah, but
there
you're
would
the,
have been
quote,
other survivors.
anarchistic activities and propaganda guy.
yeah,
like,
come on.
like, literally in quotes.
Technically there would have been other survivors, but I was hungry.
And I'm just some we'll say widowed lady
Yeah.
traveling alone with two sketchy dudes
Yeah.
trying to name some evil plants after my dead ex-husband.
Yeah.
Good group we got here.
Yeah.
All right.
Quality Humes.
All right. Our first adventure card says, numb with cold, you land on what looks like an islet? Islet?
Yeah.
Islet. You are sure that the 7th continent must not be very far now. Bum, bum, bum. So this is where we land, and we always put our markers on the starting.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is
Yeah.
such a tiny little. Okay, I gotta zoom in, I guess.
Oh, yeah, so Joe's red, Deb, you're pink, and
I'm
I'm
purple?
yellow. Okay, or purple, yes. So this is what the adventure cards look like. They're a portion of the map, and then they tell you a couple of things. For example, this icon here tells you that this island is where you can get stone as a resource, which can be used to help you make items more quickly and using less energy. There's other things, like for example, if you see this orange arrow with a point, orange circle with an arrow pointing, that tells you that there needs to be an exploration card here. So eventually what can happen is this is another part of the island here, but first we have to do an encounter card. And then later on it will become...
To discover it. So to
Right,
speak.
right.
Okay.
So there'll be some kind of event that will happen as we're discovering it.
So are these 3 different places we can be on the map?
Right.
Right now?
Well,
Okay.
there are 3
We have
different...
to like move to those little nubs.
So there's actually 3 different actions that you can take on the map. So this one is kind of matched with this one, which is anytime you see a white square like this, or like this, or like this, those are all actions that can be taken. So this one is just move to this to explore this and have this event. This is actually a special action, which means hold on, I need to bring in a... Sorry.
I can't see that, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's okay. I just need to see it to be able to remember what the icons are.
Okay, good.
So the I stands for spot or observe. So this is a spot or observe action. And then this is a pathfind or escape action. And then this
The
is
image
just...
you are requesting does not exist or is no longer available.
I know. It's I had to make this special, which I thought I had saved it online, but I
Imager,
guess I didn't.
right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So anyway, I will... So basically, right now there are 3 actions that we could take. We can observe here. We can pathfind or explore, or we can try to explore this other area and see what else is on the continent.
Should Joe and I Google whatever that image is? It's like a guide or something?
No, it doesn't really tell you anything other tthan I can tell you what the icons mean.
Oh.
It doesn't have anything to do with the game, really. It's pretty... Once you guys play around, you'll be surprised how simple it is, really.
Oh, okay.
What do the numbers in green mean? The 3, 2, and 6.
So if we do those actions, they let us bring out those adventure cards. So remember how this card we're on is 001?
Mm-hmm.
So if we do this observation skill check here, then we can reveal 002 card. And then 003 will eventually get revealed if we go and explore this to the right, to the east of us.
Okay.
And then,
Okay.
yeah, and then so we pull out 006 if we pathfind here on this side of the island.
And then the
Interesting.
action and the star card and the numbers by each of those.
Yeah, so what the the blue means is that's how many skill cards you have to draw at a minimum. So for example, if we pathfind, we have to draw a minimum of one action of energy to pathfind. But you notice there's a plus by it, which means that we could actually draw more than that if we wanted to.
Oh.
It's our choice. It'll make it easier, and then there's another reason why you sometimes want to draw more cards too, but it depletes our life force faster, which sucks.
Okay.
So down here,
Why does that one say 0? How would you resolve it if you don't pull any?
so what the star means is that's how many success stars you have to get. And if you notice, for all of these, we don't have to get any success stars. So really, you're only drawing cards if you want the cards from the action deck to come out. So because you get to pick one to keep as a skill card.
Oh.
So there's benefits to getting and
because
keeping
like some
cards.
of them, I think mine said I could use it for blah blah whatever to get +1 star.
Right.
Oh, okay, got it.
So that's why you sometimes want to draw more cards so that you have a little bit of choice what you keep.
But then if you keep it, it's less that goes back in later for the second round of picking anyway.
Right.
Okay.
You said this place was good for stone. Do we gather that somehow?
No, that's only if we have a card in our hand that says it's cheaper for us to make something if we have a stone resource on our current island space.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is
So
that
how
what that little grass symbol means? It's like manufacturing,
Yeah,
or is
yeah.
that like a factory? I can't really tell what that is.
I think it's a little grassland symbol, I think.
Oh, okay.
I looked up in the rules reference book. There's no rules reference for what. I think this Roman numeral 1 means this is level 1 of the island.
Oh, that's a 1? It looks like a 2 on my screen, but
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
okay.
How do we decide who goes?
So every time we take a turn, we get to decide who gets the action.
Together? Or
Yeah, but we could do actions together. The only downside is that if something bad happens, we all have to have the consequence.
Oh. Well, I think it would be cool to do that eyeball thing since
Okay.
it's free.
To explore, yeah.
Yeah.
Or observe, I think.
I'll take the hit on that. I don't mind.
Okay.
Is that okay? I move here?
No problem.
Okay.
So you're going to do a skill check. It doesn't require any stars, and you don't have to draw any cards if you don't want to.
I don't want to draw any cards.
Okay, cool.
I just want to pass it and
All
then
right.
find out what it is. All right, cool.
So for 002, this says, a grave was dug here. 2 boards were tied together with a shoelace to form a basic cross.
Nice.
Oh. Okay.
The initials of the deceased were engraved onto the basic cross. You had never pictured yourself digging up a corpse until now.
Ooh.
So we can exhume. You can do a skill check to exhume the body, but it looks like the reason why it's in a black square is because there's going to be a negative consequence if you fail.
All characters involved must randomly discard an idea card from their hand. But we don't have any cards in our hand, right?
Exactly.
So might be a good time to do it.
Yeah.
What is our overall goal? I'm sorry, I missed that.
So we're cursed. We're trying to figure out. We found an island. We think it has to do with the seventh continent. So we're trying to figure out if it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is this the kind of game you can only play once because you know what all the cards are?
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of.
Oh.
Although, so in the main game, you have different curses. So you could come to this spot later on and have to dig up the body, even though you didn't the previous curse. So different main objectives can totally change the land that you're seeing.
Okay. And each of us can only do 1 action per turn, right?
Well, actually, we could. So basically, what happens is that's the end of the action. So now we choose a new action, and anybody could be the lead, or we could do it together, just the same as before. So you could be technically the first, the chosen action taker every time if you wanted to.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You just have to designate
sacrifice the scholar.
Yeah. You just have to decide. We just have to decide basically whether we're going to do it solo or as a group, or if 2 people want to do it.
What's this log thing? Does that mean is it the same as the stone?
Yeah, it adds a wood to this location that we're in.
Oh,
Because
okay.
technically we can't move here,
Right.
but because of this...
It's just an augment.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So now what you can do is you can do a digging check. You're going to have to draw at least one card, and you have to get 1 star to succeed at the check.
Ooh, it sounds
Okay,
kind
what
of
is
rough.
my...
And let me see. There's actually, in the instruction book, it tells you what the percentage chance. If you only draw 1 card, what's the chance you're going to get a star? Let me just scroll down to it. If you draw 1 card, you only have a 55% chance of winning. If you draw 2 cards... What? Oh, if you draw 2 cards, then you're going to get an 88% chance of succeeding.
What does this green to yellow thing mean?
So what happens is, if you notice up here there's actually a gold. See how this one was a green number 2?
Oh.
So you're going to get to see what's behind the gold number 2 if
Okay.
you succeed.
How do we know if we're drawing 1 or 2 cards for the chances?
So what happens is Deb has to decide before she looks
We
at any
decide,
of the
yeah.
cards how many she wants to draw.
Just
So it's
one.
not a group thing? Like
Oh,
four
well, we
people?
could do it as a group too, yeah.
Yeah.
What's the difference between doing it as a group or versus solo?
So let's
We
say...
all have to take the penalty.
Right. See how it says here? All characters involved have to discard an idea card from their hand?
So, like, but the benefit to doing it as a group is that everyone would get the reward if there was a reward, right?
Right.
Okay.
But Joe, since we don't have any cards in our hand at all, we could just do... it together as a group, since the penalty is not really going to hurt us.
But we're
Yeah, why
drawing
not?
3 cards?
No, we only... Deb decides... Well, I mean, whoever...
Or whoever
yes,
decides.
we
yeah.
decide how many cards we want to draw, basically.
I feel like since the
Okay.
penalty's not that great, we could just wing it off of 1 card.
Yeah.
So we can save our life.
So there's only a 55% chance that we'll succeed, though.
That's okay.
Okay.
Let's roll the dice.
Okay, so what you do is after you decide how many cards you're going to spend or how much energy you're going to spend, then you flip it. Oh,
Hey, we got a star!
yep, we got a star. And what's cool is some cards have partial stars, so if another card had a partial star, you can match them.
Make 1. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Discard this to apply the following effect. 1 star.
Okay, so what
The
happens
fact
is...
that there's 1.5 stars on the side, does that mean anything?
Yeah, we succeeded because there was 1 full star. So the left side is where you're going to look to see if you succeed on the skill check.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so now what we can do is, since we all took part in this, we can keep 1 card from the skill check we just did, and someone has to choose from our group to keep it.
Oh, okay. And then you discard that to get an extra star on whatever roll.
Right.
Oh, okay. I
In
thought
the future,
the
yeah.
big star was the thing. Okay.
That doesn't have a keyword aggressiveness on it, does it? Nope,
No, it has
doesn't.
vigilance.
So
And
those
it's a
are the
skill
only ones
card.
that benefit me is aggressiveness ones.
Okay.
And mine is will.
Let me see what
And yours
mine
is
are.
stealth.
Oh, right.
So it doesn't really matter who
Not the
takes it.
same.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to take it, Deb?
Sure.
All right. So that's
So what does that
basically an
tell
action.
us?
Okay, so we get to change this from green to yellow.
Oh yeah, that's
the skeleton you bring to light has worn out clothes and seems to belong to a Westerner.
Oh, shit!
All right. You find a handwritten page in one of the pockets of the deceased jacket. Most of its content has faded and is illegible. Blank is haunting our nights. We have followed the seagulls and may have found a way to leave the islet. To do this, we must catch 4 times 1 turtle. Unfortunately, it is too late for our colleague and friend, Professor James W. Mitchum. Rest in peace. We have committed sacrilege in coming here, and there is no doubt that we are cursed. May God help us. Jeffrey Sanders.
4 times 1 turtle. To leave.
Right.
Okay. So we have to catch the same turtle 4 times?
Right, we keep releasing him and then catching him again.
Yeah.
Hello, Juice. This is live. Okay. And this one has bones. Does this mean we don't have wood anymore?
So that's a
Has
good
it covered up
question.
the
I'm
wood?
trying to remember if it replaces the card. Let's see. I'll have to look that up. If it completely replaces it or if it also is another augment. Okay, so you guys decide which of the... I think we only have 2 remaining actions on this card.
We
If you
should
guys
probably
wanna...
go to the next place.
What's the 2 actions left again? Go to the next
So
place.
this is a Pathfinder action here, and then we can do this action over here to explore this next tile.
What
What's
does
Pathfinder?
pathfinding do?
There's really no difference in the skill checks. It's just that some items and abilities can help you depending on the skill check you're doing. So like some card might say, hey, on a Pathfinder action, you only have to draw 0 skill cards, or you get automatic 3 stars. So it's just kind of part storytelling, part setting up traits that could be affected by items, certain items and stuff.
Well, if we want to do the pathfinding, I think I should not do the pathfinding since I already have a card, and somebody else could.
Get a card
possibly
potentially.
Get a card, yeah.
Okay.
When do the red hand bad cards come up that I'm good at avoiding?
It might be this one. I think
but I
some
don't
of the
have
events.
Any cards or items yet to discard.
Right.
So.
Oh, so we actually banish the green card. So this card is gone. So yeah, it does.
Is that good or bad?
Well, no, it just basically means that it does supplant. So now we only have a bone resource here, not a wood.
Got it.
Yeah.
I guess I can do the Pathfind, even though I don't have any cards to avoid a red state thing.
So Joe, do you want to draw? Okay, so do you want to draw any cards? You don't need any stars to succeed, but it's just if you want to draw a card, you can keep it.
Nah.
Okay.
Right? I mean, because we're supposed to be limiting that.
Right. Okay, so flip this. Sea urchins. The ground is covered with hundreds of little reddish creatures that look like sea urchins. You'll have to tiptoe through the colony if you want to continue this way. So as a skill check, you can do draw one of a minimum, and it's a, what type of skill? It's a balance and jump skill. You have to draw at least one and get 1 star, and you can discard this event card. If you fail, a spine painfully jabs the skin of your heel, and each of us have to discard an idea card from their hand, and then you can discard this.
I have a star card. I could do it, and if I fail, I can just pay my card, right?
Yeah, because this is a different action than Joe's pathfinding.
Well, we don't even have to do that because the only negative is discard a idea card, which is not the one card that we have.
Oh, that's true. I could do the skill check and fail automatically.
And it won't hurt, right?
Oh, yeah, it's just each character involved.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I could say I do it, even though no one has any cards in their hand. So I'll do the action. I won't draw... Oh, I think I have to draw a card anyway. I think you're always required to draw the minimum.
Yeah, you still have to draw. But...
Okay. So I'll do it. Let's see. So I didn't even get a star. Discard this to apply the following effect. -3 cards minimum to draw. So that's good.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, we can do...
But you failed, so you have to discard that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think I still get to pick 1 card to keep, and then we discard the event card.
Wait, what do you mean you get to pick 1 card to keep?
Anytime you do a skill check, you get to keep a card.
Yeah, but that's a hand card, which is the kind that you'd have to discard. Oh, and it's a will card.
It has to be an idea to have to discard it. It has to be an idea card.
Instead of will?
Yeah, it has
blue hand.
It has to have a blue hand and then also an idea trait word at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't get that part. Okay.
Yeah, it's not good wording.
Okay.
Okay, so we discarded that, and then it gets replaced by 003, which does not have text, but...
Should be another location, right?
Bum, bum, bum.
Hey, it's a turtle!
Wait, this might not be right. Is this right?
Oh. Is it 3?
Is that 3?
Yeah, it does say that. I just don't remember this part. Okay. Okay, I see. In front of you, a sea turtle the size of a big turkey is moving slowly along the beach. Will you follow your path or try to catch it? So we have 2 choices of actions here. We can either do a take or handle action, which doesn't require us to draw any cards, but we have to have 1 success, and that reveals card 004. Or we can do an action, a regular action, that doesn't require any successes or card draws, and we can discard this to. I guess we're ignoring the turtle in the second choice
Fuck
and
no, we gotta
replacing it
catch
with
that turtle.
That's true. It does seem like we
Yeah.
have to.
I can discard my card to just catch it if
Okay,
you want.
and then we don't
Yeah.
draw any.
Yeah, let's do
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Here, I'll discard. I don't know where to discard.
Oh, I think
this.
we can just put the discard next to. Yeah,
Okay.
there you go. Cool. All right, so we get to reveal 004.
All right, that's 1. We gotta catch it, what, 4 times?
Yeah.
Here we go.
You rush to the turtle, but it turns out to be surprisingly quick and runs away without leaving you a chance to catch it.
What? We
Okay.
got it.
That's fine. We only have to catch it 4 times, so that's kind of once. I feel like.
Yeah. So our only other action here is to do this bottom part, which is to replace it with 13.
All right, let's do it up.
A towering, menacing-looking stone statue, looms at the east end of the islet. From what you can see, the statue has barely stood the test of time.
Oh, it's a tiny island.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah. So now we can, as an action, we can all move over, or one person can move over, and we've still got this Pathfinder action here. Now we've got a new Explore action, a new Pathfind action over here, and then this looks like 2 hands praying, I'm guessing. Yeah, it's pray action.
It's a prey action?
At the altar.
Okay.
I can do the Pathfinder here. That's kind of what I thought I did last time. The one thing we haven't done on
Yeah,
this
on
section,
this main
Ron?
island. So we just have to decide if we want to do that with him or not.
Yeah, why not? I don't have any cards.
Okay, yeah. I have one, but... So, yeah, if we get another skill check, I can make it really easy. So far, this is... We have to draw at least 1 card. So, Joe, do you want to draw any more than this?
And we don't need any successes, right?
Right.
Nah, let's just draw this one, right?
Yep, alright. So
Yeah.
you flip it.
Okay.
Oh, it's
Oh, that's the card you
Steel.
got. That's your card.
I just keep it?
Yep.
What does it do?
Unless
with
you
the
want
half
to...
star?
So your choice is to either keep it or discard it. If you discard it, you don't keep it, but it can go back into the life force. Remember, we've got to worry about our life force eventually. We don't want to hold on to too many cards.
Right.
Well, I think we've kind of been cycling, and it's your
Yeah.
power card. I think.
Yeah. I think
should
you should
take
keep
it.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Return your state tired or terrified?
So if you ever get a red state card that's tired or terrified, you can do a mental skill check to get rid of it. It's like you power through it. But you can only do it once.
Okay.
It's a... What type of check is it? It's a think or compose myself check.
This is a will card, though. That doesn't make sense.
Well, that's just its trait. Because if you think about it, you're using your will power.
Yeah, it's called
To get
Nerves of
over it.
Steel.
But I need aggressiveness.
It's
Oh,
not
I
called
see.
Aggressiveness of Steel.
It should be. That's who I am.
All right, so we reveal 006. Huge waves crash down at your feet.
Maybe there's a turtle in those waves.
Ooh.
A group
Ooh,
of
a group of
sea
turtles.
turtles, yeah, is swimming among the reefs about 50 yards from the shore. While watching them, you start wondering if you could leave the islet swimming and for how long you would be able to withstand the strong current until you run out of forces. You know, those forces.
Holy
Forces?
shit. 1 and 9.
Yeah.
What?
That's insanity right there. This is how you win the game.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
here there's 2 new icons that we have to know before we move on if you decide you want to do this. So yeah, this is a one. You draw 1 at a minimum. You can draw more if you want. You got to get 9 successes, and then in addition, the lock icon means that you don't get to draw any extra cards. So in other words, you can only get to draw 1 card, and then in addition, the stairs mean that we all have to go on with you. So either we all go or no one goes.
Okay, so basically we have to have 9 stars in reserve.
Yeah,
Before
9
we do
boosts.
that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although we could just do it and fail and see what happens, but we'd probably lose.
I'm guessing something pretty bad.
Yeah, so you'll notice there's two outcomes. If we succeed, we get the white outcome, which is card 11. If we fail, we get card 12.
Okay. Let's go to the other part of the island, I think.
Okay. So we
Okay.
all want to move over together? Whoops. Shit.
Yeah.
Let's move out together.
Okay.
Alright, where are we gonna go now? Do we want to do the Pathfinder on this side? See, maybe the waves are better.
Yeah, that's true. The surfing might be
Feels
better on this
exhausting,
side.
man.
No,
Yeah.
it's free.
So does anybody want to do we just want to do this together as a group?
Are we allowed to do stuff again? Like, it doesn't seem like there's another place for us to go after this, so we kind of need to draw the cards to get those stars, right?
Right.
So we probably need to actually draw some stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is
That's
it
true.
that each person is allowed to hold one card from the draw, or
Each
that we're
time-
only allowed to keep one card per decision?
Each time you do a skill check, you only get to keep one card per skill check. I'm pretty sure that's the rule.
Okay, so not per person.
Right.
Okay. Oof.
So
We
yeah,
need to get some magic ass cards.
yeah, I think, yeah. So we could do either. I would say the Pathfind. Actually, all three of these would be ways for us to draw cards.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We only really have to draw one apiece.
Mm-hmm. What if we do the
Since we can
Pathfind
only-
so we can compare the two choices?
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah.
Okay.
So I could do that. So, well, I have a card still. Does someone Deb, do you want to do it since you don't have any
Well,
cards?
we could. Why don't we all go?
Oh, okay. Well, I'll do it. Okay.
Yeah, and that way we can give the card to whoever fits best with it, in case it's like
Oh,
one
yeah,
of
good
our
point.
special words.
Yeah. So how many cards do
Okay.
we want to draw? We don't have to draw any.
I'd say just one,
Okay.
since we can only keep one. You know.
Yeah, that's right. That's a good point.
Ooh, 1.5 stars.
Oh, it's a will card. Randomly take 5 cards from the action deck. You may add one hand card to your hand and must shuffle the other cards back into the action deck and/or the discard.
Oh, there you go. That's how we can get better cards.
It's a will.
Okay. Cool. And what is my special thing? Discard 2 boxes. What are the boxes?
2 items. We haven't gotten any items out yet.
Oh, okay. To ignore the consequence step of your action. Oh. That seems weird. Alright. You want me to hold on to that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
I don't know if I'd ever use my power. I don't know
Yeah, see,
why
that's
I
the
would
thing
want
about
to
this
take the action
demo.
again.
That's the thing about this demo is there's not really a point to, having a bunch of cards in your hands. You want to use them because this is so quick.
Yeah.
And these skill checks this skill check here in particular is very steep. So yeah, it's not conducive to letting people try out their powers. So I don't know.
And so does this mean we don't have 2.5 stars between us, or we do? Do these stars on the sides count?
No, not
Or
when,
no?
no. Only the cards you draw in the skill check count for star successes. The only thing
Oh.
your cards count for now is what's on the right.
Oh, okay. Could I just do that now?
Yeah, you could. As an
But
action.
we don't really want to shuffle through 5 cards in the action deck. That sounds like a bad time. So we only have 7 left, right? Oh wait, it must
Back.
shuffle the other cards back into the action deck.
Or the discard pile, yeah. So you could do.
Oh, so I could take the curse out.
Yeah, that's
Oh, I should
true.
do that after we. I should do that after
Huh.
we reshuffle.
That is an awesome idea. I never realized, thought about doing that. You may add
Yeah.
one card to your hand and must shuffle the other cards back into the action.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. We can do that after we shuffle.
Can-
You have to pick all of them to go in either the action or discard.
Oh, you can only add a blue hand card to your hand. The
Oh.
the
Right,
curse
But you get to
card.
pick between
No, yeah,
shuffling
you get to
back
shuffle the
action
other
or
ones.
Discard.
Oh,
and
okay.
or the discard. Yeah.
Okay.
So even if there's a curse and the other 4 are good, you have to sacrifice the other 4 to get rid of the curse.
So you just put it in the discard pile.
No, you can put. It says and or, so you could put the good ones back in the action deck, and then the one that you don't want in the discard pile.
Yeah, that's smart. Smart. You're thinking, which is
okay.
why you drew that card.
Yeah, because I'm a scholar.
Exactly.
All right.
All right. So we can either do this observe quest or action or the praying action.
Wait, we didn't do the thing for the one that we're on, right?
Oh, yeah, 7, right? 7?
Yes.
The waves lap at your feet. You scan the sea, wondering how long you would be able to swim before running out of forces. I don't know what these forces are. So we have to do this action all together also, and it's a sea action. What's it called? Oh, a swim or sail action. And we have to draw a minimum of 4 cards, which this is a little bit better, and we could draw more if we wanted to, because there's not a lock on it, and we have to get 6 successes. So this is a little bit easier.
I feel like we could probably do that. What does that flag mean on the 10?
I knew you were going to ask that, and I forgot. I'll look it up. I'm looking it up.
It looks like the negative consequence on both of these is 12, so 12 must be bad. Like, you
die. Yeah. I'm almost thinking that too.
Well, I mean, we can always come back here, right? We might as well do the other free ones.
Yeah, build up our hands a little bit.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like we're in any kind of time danger or anything.
Yeah. Do we want to pray or look around?
That's a good question.
That is a good
question. I feel like if we look around, didn't we find a turtle last time we looked around?
We found the grave.
We did.
The looking happened when we explored this tile.
We could also go pray for a turtle.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could.
So what the banner means, excuse me, is there is possibly an item that you can get that has a blue flag on it that will add to the card that you pick. So for example, if it says +3, then we would draw card 13 instead of draw 10.
Oh, okay.
So for example, what's really cool is if you have a raft, like let's say we can build a raft, the raft will sometimes let you add numbers to the destination. So you
it
actually
helps you get there faster.
Exactly. Or a better benefit or something like that, yeah.
Well, isn't that what your card does, Gabe? If you discard to apply the following effect, -3.
No, you're thinking of the action card requirement in the diamond. This is a blue pennant flag symbol.
Oh, so if you don't like one that says you have to draw like 5 action cards, you can say, no, it's only 2.
Right.
Yeah, like if you're running out of time.
Right.
Okay.
So I could decrease our card draws down to 1, but I think we're going to need a bunch of card draws just to beat this.
Yeah, because we don't have any star cards.
Yeah.
Why don't we go pray for a turtle?
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Okay.
Are we all doing this?
We might as well.
Yeah.
Seems like there's no consequence.
So do we want to draw any cards? We don't have to draw any.
Yeah, let's draw 1.
Okay.
Okay.
Shovel.
Hey,
okay,
shovel.
here's an item card. So you see it's got the black dice at the top. So that means it's an item card. If we make it on the other tile where there's a stone, we decrease the energy that it takes to make it by 2. So in other words, it only costs 1.
We have a stone on this tile too.
Yeah. Oh, cool. So if we make it here on this island tile, it will only require us to draw 1 card. And it requires no stars to succeed. And then later on...
Does it mean it requires 1 stone and 1 bamboo?
No, we just have to... So it just means that if you're on an island with that resource, it decreases the skill requirement.
So if we had bamboo as a resource, we'd have a -3 total.
No, it would be... Right. If we had bamboo and stone, it would decrease it to no cards. We can make it for free because we have... See if it's made out of stone and bamboo.
I got it. Okay. Cool.
And the only thing it does is it decreases our chances of succeeding at a shovel task, a fighting task, or a key task, like to break into something, lockpick.
Okay.
But I don't know if we're going to run into any of those.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we could here at the temple because we still have to reveal the 009 card.
I mean,
Does
I
anybody
definitely
want
say
to keep
we get
it? Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Who wants to take it?
You want to take it, Joe? So we still
yeah,
have to.
I can.
We still have to build it by
Right.
drawing a card.
Right.
Okay.
But right now it'll just be in your hand. That's if we decide. Okay, so now we decide if we want to build it as an action or just. Oh, we have to finish our prayer.
But won't we need to have it built to use it for if we run into an action where we need it? Won't we already need to have it built? So we should probably build it.
Well, but we're in the middle. I forgot. We're in the middle of the prayer action. We still have to reveal this. Yeah.
I just mean like after.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
However dilapidated it looks, the statue does inspire fear.
Oh boy.
The idol makes you feel uneasy. You decide to ignore this feeling and reflect in silence for a few moments. Immediately after putting this in play, take a 14 card.
Take it, huh?
Okay. What is
Wait, is this supposed to be flipped over? It's not showing flipped over for me. Okay, there we go.
All right. So 14 says, as you meditate in silence, strange visions take shape in your mind as though the statue tried to communicate with you. Look at the top 3 cards of the action deck and put them back on top in any order you'd like.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh. Yeah, that's helpful.
Wait, that's not the action deck, is it? Oh, wait, yeah, it is. Never mind.
Ah,
Wait,
interesting.
what's happening over there?
I forgot that if there's 2 green cards, you're supposed to shuffle them and reveal them, but they're both randomized, so.
Oh.
So we actually got a good benefit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It could have been worse if we drew the other one.
Oh, nice. All right,
All right.
so we're gonna take the top 3 of these.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the
Ooh.
curse was the first one.
And then both
our
of you
powers.
guys' power cards.
So do we want to put them on bottom?
What does
or
the
put-
curse do?
So it just basically, if you draw during a skill check, you notice there's
autofill?
no stars. Yeah.
Hmm.
So it could
Well-
automatically.
Well, we have the next one is a no star.
Yeah.
We don't want to draw that on one of our side ones, so maybe
Yeah,
we
that's
want to
true.
put that back on top.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, we'll just put them back in the same order.
All right.
Cool.
So we still have to do the observation one, right?
I think we did that one first.
No, we did
no,
we
this
did the
Oh, we
the
did
one
the
on the right
Pathfinder.
side.
Oh,
Yeah, we